Hi and welcome back. I'm Sophie from Sophie's Flower Company. Today I'm going to show you what you can do with the last few blooms in your garden. First off, I've just got a really small little urn that we use in the shop. I've got the trusty old chicken wire. I'm going to make it into a small ball shape. Place this in there. I'm now going to use my pop tape. You can buy this in Wilko. It is water resistant pop tape. This is by a brand called Oasis, who do majority of the floral products are available. I'm going to just anchor that down. I'm not going too far over there because otherwise I'm going to have to cover that. I'm going to go one the other way. So this is just some bits that I've snipped out of my garden. This is wisteria foliage. I've got a little bit of Populus eucalyptus. I've got some rosemary as well. I've got some really spiky rose hips. I've just cut these out the hedge and I've already had an injury on them, florist injury. This is a little bit of clematis. I really love the tones in this, so I'm going to try and work that in. I've got a few pheasant feathers that we've collected out the field. Here we've got some jasmine. I really love jasmine. We use it a lot in our wedding work, but this time of year the tips tend to turn a slightly less vibrant green. They're a little bit more orangey. Here we've got some dahlias that are left over from the cutting patch, and down here as well. You'll see some of them are really quite dogged, but it seems such a shame to not use them, especially if they're the shorter bits. I'm just going to add a little bit of water. So this design isn't going to be particularly long lasting, a few days, but it will bring a little bit of joy. So first off, I'm going to add this wisteria. So although it's small, you can still get quite a lot of volume out of it. I'm going to make my shape with my foliage. It's going to be an all-round design. The first few bits that you pop in of foliage will wiggle around because there hasn't got the structure in there to hold it together, so don't worry about that. And I'm just going to pop a little bit of this in. This is eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is really fast growing. I planted this in my garden probably 4 years ago, and it was just a pot that we had left over at the shop and it was about this big. Now it's about 20 foot and it's a towering great big tree at the bottom of the drive. So then I'm going to fill in with a little bit of rosemary. It's going to be gorgeous with these scented herbs. So you're going to have the minty scent of the eucalyptus, and then you're going to have that lovely rosemary. So I've got a little bit of a framework going on there. Now I'm going to add some of these guys in. So I think first off, I'm going to go for these. What I love about dahlias is they're just so jolly. They're almost like cartoony. So I'm going to get him facing up. I'm also using, you'll see here, these are actually heads that have gone over, so they're actually forming seed pods. But I just love, again, the texture and the colour. So I'm working in threes with these guys, so these colours are really dominant. He doesn't want to stay there. Does he want to go there? No, he's going to spin around, that's fine. I'm still going to use this, although I've snipped out the dahlia, I'm still going to use this bit of foliage just because the colours are just so beautiful. So I'm going to pop that down there. And that's all the while that's covering up the mechanics of my chicken wire. So you can see that's leading the eye across the design there. I'm going to stick in some of these dahlias, cafe au lait dahlias. These are really large-headed, really dominating. Again, a little bit dogged, but look how beautiful they are. It seems such a shame to chuck them straight on the compost. Give them a little bit of life. I actually think he might be too big to go in there. If you can see, he's quite large. So I'm going to let him sit there for the time being, and I might change my mind on that in a moment. We grew them this year ourselves, but obviously due to COVID, we haven't really had the opportunity to utilise them in our wedding work. I just look at the colours and textures of that. It's almost iridescent. See, he's actually, oh dear, how sad. So I'm going to prop him up with a little wire. Make sure I get that wire into the chicken wire as well, and that'll just keep his head supported up. There we go. This is what I was saying about seed heads. So although the flower's gone over, the bloom's died, and the sepals have curled back in on themselves to form a pod. I just love how shiny they are. It'd be really lovely against that matte feel of the wisteria. As you can see, I'm literally just shoving them in. The dahlias do all the talking, really. Pop this there. Little spot of chocolate cosmos. You can see that, how that's looking from that angle. So this is a hydrangea head. It's a limelight hydrangea, which in its heyday in summer is a really bright, vibrant lime green. And it sort of goes this lovely pinky tinge at this time of year. Pop that in there. This jasmine. Stick a little bit of jasmine in. So you can see I'm getting quite a large arrangement out of very few stems. That jasmine is so pretty. I'm going to add a little bit of clematis, so that this clematis foliage is going to pick up those darker hues, if you can see. A snippet there. How are we looking on that one? Gorgeous. Right, I think we might add a bit of bonkers pink in. Fabulous clashing tones. I love it. With chicken wire, it is great because you can go in and out as many times as you like, which you can't do if you're using foam. The reason we don't use foam is because it's just doesn't biodegrade. It's really not great for the environment. Okay, so I think I'm just going to fill in a little bit now with those bits. I'll put a little bit more eucalyptus in there. So as I say, they are they're wiggling around a bit. But the beauty of a design like this is that you can, like I say, use these shorter stems. So that would be no good to use in anything else. But in something like this, you'll get another few days of cheeriness. Just want to add a little bit of shape there. So I feel the design's a little bit flat here. You can see here, I've got all this going on and not a lot here because this hydrangea doesn't quite want to sit there. So I'm going to use this big guy at the back, bit of support. That's lovely. How about pheasant feather? That pheasant feather has got some lovely like pinky tones in that are going to pick up that dahlia. So that's a really jolly little arrangement. Just using bits and bobs out the garden. I think I'm just going to pop one more of these guys in. Lovely. And there you have it. A little autumnal urn. I hope you'll have a go yourself. Thank you.